Alright guys, Joe Benny here for Access Not Denied. Today, I'm going to do another presidential poll update. Biden versus Trump. So, let's get to it. Alright guys, so today is October 10th, 2020. And I'm going to do another polling video. But I'm going to add a couple of twists in here because I just feel like it because why not? I'm going to add a couple of different polls that I usually don't talk about, and let's see where this all goes for the candidates. And let me get to my screen right now. All right, so here we are on Real Clear Politics. Let's talk about the polling. All right, so I'm going to go to my snippets, and I'm going to go over the polling real quick on Real Clear Politics because I want to get into the gist of this video, where I'm going to go into two different pollings that two different articles and two different pollings I never did before. So Real Clear Politics, going back to August 19th, you saw that Biden was up 7.6. And if we keep moving along, you'll see that Trump was starting to tighten up. Biden plus 6.2 back on September 1st. Then September 4th, Biden plus 7. Then September 8th, Biden plus 7.1. So it was, within 6-7 points in the early parts of September. But then you'll notice that Trump makes a little run here on September 16th, 5.9. And, again, like I said in my prior videos, I was thinking this is where Trump is going to make his move, and it'll get closer at least on the Real Clear Politics. Let's go to September 23rd, and you're going to see Biden comes back at plus 7.1. And then September 30th, you're going to see Biden 6.6. And you said, okay, between 7 and 6 is roughly what it looks like. You're thinking this is a close race. Let's see what happens. We'll go to the debate. We'll see what happens, and then all of a sudden, the debate comes 10-10, the debate, and Trump gets sick with the coronavirus. And if you're going to notice, on 10-10-2020, Biden's up 9.6. That's the current Real Clear data. Okay? Current Real Clear data. But here's the thing. I want to go back to a couple of articles that we talked, that I might have talked about a couple of videos ago. The primary model. This was done in March of this year, and this shows President Trump winning the electoral votes and getting 362 electoral votes. This primary model is consistently predicting the winner every year, right? So the primary model gives Donald Trump a 91 chance of winning the 2020 presidential election. In 2016, the primary model had him winning by 87% chance of winning, 80%, a 7% chance of winning. So here's the thing. Why I'm bringing up this primary model is because I'm amazed at the Real Clear Politics average. And when I was looking overall, doing my research on these polling, I tried to find something that was close to the primary model, but nothing was seeming to come up. And then I found a recent article from Gallup. So let's check out Gallup. So here on Gallup, Americans' view on whether they're better or worse off than 4 years ago. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this will show something. So President Trump, according to this polling from Gallup, 56% of registered voters think they're better off than 4 years ago when President Trump was elected. So that's the highest number Gallup ever done, I believe, in history. So let's go to the article that explains this, and let's go to the article that also explains from CNN that maybe something's wrong with this poll. So we go to CNN polling. The Gallup poll doesn't say what Donald Trump thinks it does, right? And if you scroll down here, we just went over the Gallup data. 56% of Americans said they consider themselves better off today than they were 4 years ago, right? And that is bigger numbers than when Trump was going for the election back in 2016. But here's the thing. CNN goes down here. If you scroll down the article, Gallup's other findings. Okay, so you have to go into the Gallup polling to look. Trump's job approval for the month of September is 44%. That compares to 49% for President Obama in September of 2012, 53% for George W. Bush in September 2004, and 60% for Bill Clinton in September 1996. So Trump, according to CNN and Gallup, is polling less than prior presidents. Now, again, this is polling. What does that mean? I'm more interested in the fact that the people that were polled are 56% think that they're better off today than they were 4 years ago. All right, so that's what I'm more interested about. So I found that interesting, and then while I was doing this, I was listening to a podcast on Political Futures podcast on Democracy Institute polling. I listened to this podcast, and you can go to democracyinstitute.org and find this podcast. And on this podcast, this guy Kerwin Swint, the podcast person, was interviewing Patrick Basham of the Democracy Institute, right? And if we look at the Democracy Institute article that is kind of related to this, U.S. election poll, Trump beating Biden despite being hospitalized with COVID, right? So let's read this. Trump's illness with coronavirus has not impacted his push to win a second term in the White House, an exclusive poll has revealed. Okay, so the monthly Democracy Institute Sunday Express poll, the exact poll that was in the interview on that podcast, for the president election shows that Mr. Trump is still on course for a victory with a 46% of the popular support compared to his Democrat rival, Joe Biden, at 45%. And if you read the article further, it goes into the poll was completed after news broke that President Trump and his wife Melania were infected by COVID. 68% said that the illness would not affect their vote, while 19% said they were more likely to support Trump and only 13% less likely. So people are still not, the coronavirus, Trump getting the coronavirus has not affected, mostly has not affected people voting for Trump. Now here's the thing about this polling. If you scroll a little bit back here, down here, crucially, Mr. Trump's leading key swing states, including Florida, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, remain at 4% by a 47% to 43% vote for Trump on this polling. This gives the projected electoral college split of 320 for Trump and 218 for Biden. So this is another polling that shows that Trump may win. And this was from, if you want to read the article, it's express.co.uk news world, and look for election poll Donald Trump coronavirus COVID Joe Biden exclusive polling. All right? So I'm going to get off the screen and I'm going to summarize all of this. Okay, guys, back at my screen. Back at my camera here. So this is fascinating. When I found this data from the primary model, which you already known back a couple of videos back, but the Democracy Institute, the podcast, and the Gallup poll about people being happier or satisfied more now, that their life's better now than 4 years ago, really fascinated me. So, again, this is a confusing time. I'm going to, we only have like 3 weeks or just over 3 weeks to the election. And I don't know which polling is true. Is it the Real Clear Politics polling, which shows Biden in the 9% range above 9%? Or is this primary model the real thing? Or the Democracy Institute polling? Or Gallup's question about whether you're doing better than you are doing 4 years ago? I found it interesting because I'm shocked at these Real Clear Politics average. I really thought that this polling would be closer, especially closing in on the election. Now, if the president got COVID, all right, and I actually thought that would boost his chances in the polling, because just for the fact that I just had I was just feeling that maybe the Regeneron medicine, the cocktail, would be put through quicker with the FDA approval. I don't know. I just thought that maybe it was a good thing for polling purposes that the president got COVID, and that right now he's going to campaign. This is October 10th. He's supposedly campaigning on Monday, which is the 12th. So let's see what happens here. But I wanted to make this video because I think I'm going to try to focus on trying to find out if there's other polling that represents a closer race. Because could Biden beat Trump by 9 points according to the Real Clear Politics? I don't see an enthusiasm for Biden. I just don't see it. But let's see what happens. All right? And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a mishmash, but hopefully you enjoy it. And give me a like, a share, a comment, and of course subscribe. Let that algorithm work for me. And I'm going to say goodbye now. So have a great rest of the weekend. And goodbye.